What are price controls? The Golden Retriever explains price controls in simple ways. Price controls are rules about what goods can cost. The rules cap prices or set a floor. A cap means prices cannot rise too high. A floor means prices cannot fall too low. The Golden Retriever uses apples to show this. The basket holds 120 apples. A cap might say, apples cannot cost more than 3 apples each. A floor might say, apples cannot cost less than 2 apples each. The Golden Retriever nods. This helps families who worry about big bills. The Golden Retriever also says price controls can cause problems. Markets can run short on apples or have too many apples. The dog sighs and a cartoon squirrel pops in with a squeaky toy and runs away. The dog shakes its head and keeps going. The Golden Retriever adds a tiny rhyme. Price cap, price nap, price clap. The cap and floor set the rules. The dog draws 2 lines of apples on the ground. One line is for shoppers, one line for sellers. When the cap and floor clash, chaos can happen. But the dog stays brave and wags its tail. Example time. If a shop sells 8 apples for $1, a cap might force the price to $1. If sellers want $2, the cap stops them. If the floor is 2 apples, a seller cannot drop below that. If buyers want 1 apple for 1 apple, the floor blocks them. Numbers: 100 apples plus 5 apples. You're 105 apples. That is a lot, and the dog pretends it is heavy to carry. More silly stuff follows. The dog yawns, then smiles. If you like this, subscribe and leave a comment. Tell the Golden Retriever your silliest price cap idea. See you next time. How do price controls work? The Golden Retriever moves through a market yard. Price controls work by law, not by magic. A cap stops prices from rising. A floor stops prices from falling. The dog repeats. Cap stops high prices. Floor stops low prices. The Golden Retriever uses apples to show. If a shop used to sell 40 apples for $4 and the cap is 1 apple per dollar, the price stays within cap. If demand grows and supply does not, queues appear at the register. People wait in line for a bag of apples. The dog pretends to guard a line of apples. The longer the line, the more chaos. The dog chases a ball, then returns to the topic. Example: 100 apples on a shelf. Cap at 2 apples per bag. The shelf price is 2 per bag. The demand is 150 apples. A shortage of 50 apples shows up. The customer grumbles. The store owner sighs. The dog barks and nods. Another example: a price floor of 3 apples per bag. Suppliers may want to stock more, but buyers won't pay. Surplus apples fill the back room. The dog digs a hole in the floor to hide the extra crates. Then a rainbow wig appears, and the dog leaps. Price controls can push people to barter or trade toys for apples. The dog pauses, then resumes. The dog notes that shortages and surpluses happen. The dog giggles at a silly joke about apples wearing hats. The dog reminds viewers, prices are not magic, they are laws. If you like this, subscribe and tell us what price cap you'd imagine in your town. The Golden Retriever explains how laws are born. A price control idea starts in a meeting. The dog sees papers, pencils, and a coffee mug that says, "Pause for policy." The plan moves slowly. The Golden Retriever introduces a new tool, the policy score. The policy score is a simple number. The higher the score, the better the plan is, believed to help people without hurting markets. The Golden Retriever marks a score from 0 to 100. A score of 78 feels strong. A score of 45 feels risky. The score looks at how many apples are saved, how many are wasted, and how many will be borrowed. The dog wags, then pretends to sneeze at a squeaky toy. The score also counts the cost to taxpayers and the complexity of enforcement. The Golden Retriever says, a good score can help a proposal pass. A bad score can stall it. Lawmakers listen to shopkeepers, farmers, and families. They hold hearings and vote. Sometimes the score moves up, sometimes it drops. The dog scribbles paw prints on the margins of a big chart. Then the dog sighs with a goofy grin. Price controls change incentives. They can cool prices, but slow growth. They can help people, but hurt suppliers. The golden retriever looks at the camera and says, "Think about how policy scores shape what ends up on the books." The dog pauses to nap, then wakes. Viewers, what would your policy score be? Share in the comments. The golden retriever lists many forms of price controls. They are like different toys in a box. A grocery price cap, a rent cap, a cap on essentials, and subsidies that float prices up or down. The dog swipes the box with a paw. Exemptions help some shops. Small shops can be allowed to have a bit higher prices with extra rules. Non-profits can be protected. The golden retriever says protections are like a suit of armor for buyers. The dog pretends to wear the armor and prances around. The world feels wobbly, but the armor helps. The dog adds a silly rhyme. Cap for some, exempt for a few. Help for the many, a bag for the few. The dog also notes that not all protections are perfect. Some people cheat with cookies and hidden crates of apples. The dog laughs at a goofy joke about a warehouse full of rubber chickens. Then back to the topic. Price controls come in many forms. They have rules about which prices to cap and where to apply. The dog reminds viewers. The goal is to help people while keeping markets alive. The dog invites questions and ideas. The wind rustles the leaves as the dog pounces on a floating leaf emoji in the imagination. Price controls bring big ups and big downs. The golden retriever points to a chalkboard full of apples. The dog lists risks, shortages, surpluses, mischief, and black markets. Shortages happen when prices are held too low. People want more apples than shops can give. The dog growls softly, then smiles. Surpluses show up when prices are held too high. Stores have crates of apples that nobody buys. The dog piles up apples like a mountain and pretends it cannot carry them all. Costs fall on taxpayers and on workers. The golden retriever says, "Be careful. Taxes may rise to pay for protections." Enforcement costs can be large. People may lose jobs or choose to do less business. The dog adds a cheerful warning. Too much control can slow growth and innovation. The dog offers tips for responsible use. Use targeted caps, sunset clauses, and regular reviews. Focus on essential goods. Keep improvements simple. Use data and feedback. The dog nods, then yawns. A final silly rhyme. Stay fair, beware, and share. The golden retriever ends with a big wag. This is all for fun, but the idea is serious and helpful. The dog asks viewers to tell what price controls they'd test next. Then the big outro begins. The golden retriever thanks everyone for watching. An apple conservation fund is mentioned, funded by supporters. Toy donations for dogs and kids appear in the corner, stacked with squeaky toys and rubber bones. Paw print autographs are offered at random moments. Viewers are invited to join a lively family. The dog signs off with energy. Apples for all, but not too many. We share, we care, we wag. The laugh track plays a silly tune about dancing apples. The dog promises more topics soon. Prices, wages, taxes, and more silly foods.